The blazing red tentacles plunged straight into the surface of the earth, drawing away the planet's life force. These crimson tentacles were braided together, forming a massive trunk on the surface, from which grotesque eyes sprouted. This trunk was located right in the center of the devastated, fog-shrouded city. The mysterious girl frowned, looking at it, and said, "As long as we can destroy that place, everything will end." As soon as the words dropped, the exotic beasts of the Misty Mountains, whom the girl had just rescued, immediately accelerated and charged towards that spot. Emperor Crocodile couldn't contain his curiosity and asked, "Why would the great emperor expose something so crucial in a place like this?" The mysterious girl replied, "Because the great emperor was certain that the divine tree would not attack this planet." Looking at the tangled root trunk, which resembled blood vessels and was growing clearer and larger in sight, the mysterious girl continued calmly, "Therefore, the great emperor killed every creature on this planet. Then, he left his heart here, so no matter what the divine tree does, he cannot be killed." She sped forward while continuing to explain, "But he never imagined that I would still exist within the Earth's core." The mysterious girl glanced momentarily at the exotic beasts gathered below. "And my reappearance to resurrect you all is another thing the great emperor never expected." Bull Demon narrowed his eyes and asked the girl, "You said you can foresee the future. Will this action succeed?" The mysterious girl frowned, her eyes filled with determination, and replied, "It absolutely will." Just then, the blazing red tentacles seemed to detect the approaching danger. They suddenly grew longer and reached out. As soon as they spotted the exotic beasts approaching the great emperor's heart, the tentacles immediately lunged out, attacking the beasts with extreme speed. The mysterious girl saw the dangerous situation and instantly shouted, "Danger!" Ninetails dodged the attack. It flew through the shattered rubble that was flying everywhere, looking in one direction and thinking. That is, countless tentacles suddenly appeared around the great emperor's heart, growing up from the ground. The blank white eyes scattered across the great emperor's heart abruptly began to move. The tentacles formed a protective barrier, with dense, sharp barbs growing on the outside of each tentacle. Seeing these transformations, Ninetails couldn't help but think in astonishment. "The great emperor's heart has consciousness?" The tentacles around the great emperor's heart frantically grew longer. They directly shot towards the group of exotic beasts attempting to attack the heart. The tentacles forcefully stabbed into the area below, causing countless tall buildings to instantly collapse. And the surrounding dust and smoke billowed up densely. The exotic beasts were startled, evading the tentacles' attacks. Panda hastily dodged the tentacle lunging at it. While airborne, it screamed with a pale, frightened face. White Tiger directly confronted a tentacle without fear. The immense force pushed the white tiger back. Its 4 claws tore a long path on the ground before it stopped. She stood frozen, staring at the countless moving tentacles within the dense black smoke. She widened her eyes and exclaimed in surprise, "What is that?" The next second, the massive tentacles suddenly separated into smaller segments. Immediately after, they began to grow long arms. The tips of those tentacle segments started to split open, forming mouths with innumerable sharp teeth. The following moment, they suddenly transformed into countless bizarre, mutated creatures of all different shapes. The mutated creatures separated from the tentacles stood blocking the path to the great emperor's heart, opening their mouths and roaring. The eyes on the outside of the great emperor's heart gradually moved and constricted, as if the heart's volume shrank slightly after unleashing those creatures. The mysterious girl stood amidst the exotic beasts and reminded them, "They are all very strong. Don't underestimate them." Panda threw a punch, striking the large body of the mutated creature blocking its path. It gritted its teeth, its face filled with hatred, and roared, "How dare you injure my comrades!" At the same time, Golden Ant's eyes flashed. It shouted, "Everyone get out of my way! Anyone who blocks me deserves to be cut down!" As soon as the words dropped, Golden Ant unleashed countless slashes, cutting through the bodies of the mutated creatures before it. Shi and White Tiger quickly reacted, both simultaneously attacking the mutated creatures charging toward them. The other exotic beasts were not idle either, all of them fell into a frantic fighting state. On the side of the bull demon and mammoth, the bull demon unleashed terrifying spiritual energy, blasting away the mutated creatures and preventing them from approaching. Just then, she suddenly sensed something unusual and quickly turned her head. Another wave of mutated creatures continued to be created. Fearless of death, they opened their mouths, roaring as they charged forward. The exotic beasts under you were quickly astonished by the sea of mutated creatures before them and froze. They couldn't help but exclaim loudly, "It's a beast tide!" Emperor Crocodile's eyes flashed with a cold light. It narrowed its eyes and roared, "Everyone fall back! Leave this to me!" As soon as the words dropped, Emperor Crocodile immediately unleashed a stream of spiritual energy carrying destructive power towards the mutated creatures. The spiritual energy struck a single point in the sea of mutated creatures, turning them into ashes. Panda was quickly surrounded by a horde of mutated creatures. It screamed without panic, "No! There are still too many of them!" On the other side, the other exotic beasts frantically counterattacked, knocking away layer after layer of the surging mutated creatures. Ninetails suddenly focused the blazing golden spiritual energy around its body. It used its flame body. In no time, its terrifying spiritual energy formed a colossal sphere that crushed down onto the mutated creatures below. Panda was blasted away by the spiritual energy, opening its mouth and yelling, "Save me!" The sea of mutated creatures was completely swept away by Ninetail's single blow, revealing a large hole below, covered in lava left by the spiritual energy sphere. With no one left to stop them, a golden light streak carrying terrifying spiritual energy flew straight towards the great Emperor's heart. The three guardian beasts of Earth charged forward within that golden light streak. Thanks to the exotic beasts of the Misty Mountains, they were able to easily approach the great Emperor's heart without any further obstruction. One of the three guardian beasts of Earth widened its eyes and roared, "The final attack!" The three guardian beasts of Earth looked towards the great Emperor's heart, which was encased within the massive trunk, and then created a dazzling energy sphere. Immediately after, they combined their power and launched the attack forward. The mighty spiritual energy struck directly at the trunk containing the great Emperor's heart. With a crash, the spiritual energy directly collided with the trunk. The next second, the trunk connected to the earth was immediately severed. Witnessing this scene, Bull Demon couldn't help but shout, "Successfully destroyed!" The mysterious girl seemed unable to believe that everything had gone so smoothly. Her face was filled with worry. As if fearing a sudden turn of events, she stood motionless, staring intently at the trunk containing the great Emperor's heart. This is the end of the video. Catch the next chapters on the Kappa-sama YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to support me. Thank you all very much.